Human resources. Human resources or people are the greatest asset to a nation. The natural resources are utilized by man to convert them into useful goods. Man, with his skill and knowledge, transforms natural resources into valuable goods. Skills generally refer to one's capability of the capacity to convert the natural resources into useful products. Man is not only the producer of goods but a consumer as well. Hence, the study of population is very significant. The statistical study of population is called demography. The quality of human resource is more important than the quantity. By quality, we mean healthy, educated, efficient individuals with proper attitude to work, who add to the progress of a nation with the wise use of natural resources. Human beings play an important role even in managing natural and man-made disasters like the industrial accidents and terrorist attacks. The size of population is determined by the census. The census refers to the official collection of population data in all its aspects. The census is conducted once in 10 years in India. Distribution of population. The present population of the world is 7.7 billion. The distribution of population refers to the spread of people across the world. It is highly uneven. More than 90% of the world population lives in the continents of the northern hemisphere, while the rest 10% of the population is confined to the continents of the southern hemisphere. The continent of Asia is the most populous and Antarctica totally uninhabited. 60% of the world's population lives in 10 countries. The majority of world population lives in the countries of South and Southeast Asia, like India, China, Bangladesh, Japan, Korea, etc. Countries of Western Europe and Northeastern United States. In contrast, the population is less in polar regions, high mountains, tropical deserts, and thickly forested areas. The distribution can be studied through the density of population, that is, the number of people living in per unit area of the Earth's surface. It is generally expressed as per square kilometer. The average density of population of the world is 45 persons per square kilometer, while that of India is 464 persons. The average density of population in China is less than that of India. Factors affecting the population distribution. The distribution of population of the world depends upon geographical, social, cultural, and economic factors. Geographical factors: relief, climate, natural resources, soil, water, minerals. Other factors: social, cultural, economic. Geographical factors: relief. Generally, people prefer to live in plains rather than in the mountains and plateaus. Plains are level and more suitable for agriculture, industries, and other human activities. For example, the northern plains of India are one of the densely populated regions of the world, while the population is very sparse in the mountains like the Himalayas, Alps, and Andes. Climate: too hot, too cold, too wet, and too dry areas are sparsely populated, unlike the areas with equable and temperate regions. Siberia, Sahara, northern parts of Canada, and Europe have a sparse population due to extreme climate. Natural resources. Natural resources like fertile soil, water, and presence of minerals also affect the distribution of population. Soil. Areas of fertile soil like the river valleys and deltas support higher population as they are conducive to agriculture. The Ganga Brahmaputra basin in India, Huangho in China, Nile Valley in Egypt, and the Great European Plains are some examples. Water. Areas of abundant water, like river valleys, support higher density of population, while the areas with less water, like deserts, support very low density of population. Minerals. The presence of minerals also attracts more people than the areas which are devoid of minerals. The gold rush of Australia and the discovery of oil in the Middle East countries led to the colonization of people in these areas, which support a large population. Social, cultural, and economic factors. Social. Areas like Delhi, where basic amenities like housing, education, health, sanitation, etc., are available, are more densely populated. Cultural. Religious centers like Varanasi, Badrinath, Jerusalem, Vatican City, etc., also support more population. Economic. Industrially developed regions of the world like Mumbai, London, Osaka, and Pittsburgh provide large scale employment opportunities to the people and thus support higher density of population. Population change. The population change refers to the change in the number of people during a given period of time. The density of population keeps changing from time to time. The population change is determined by births, deaths, and migrations. Birth rate refers to the number of live births per 1000 population. Death rate refers to the number of deaths per 1000 population. Migration refers to the movement of people from one place to another. The world population has increased many times over the last few centuries. The population change is mainly due to the change in the number of births and deaths. The population change was negligible at the beginning of human history, that is, until the 18th century, as the birth rate and death rate were equally high. Due to unfavorable climatic conditions, lack of medical technology, shortage of food, poverty, hunger, and starvation, people were dying in large numbers. Thus, the growth of population was less. In 1850, the world population reached 1000 million or 1 billion. In the next 80 years, that is, in 1930, the population doubled to 2000 million. In the next 40 years, the population reached 4 billion. At the beginning of the 21st century, the world population had crossed 6 billion. The sudden increase in the population was mainly due to the advancement in medical technology and the reduction in the death rate. Availability of food and employment opportunities have contributed to an increase in the birth rate. Migration and change. The difference between the birth rate and the death rate of a country is called the natural growth rate of population. The increase in world population today is due to rapid increase in natural growth rate. Migration is another component which changes the size of the population of a country. There can be two types of migration, namely within the country or between countries. Migration or immigration increases the population, while out-migration or emigration reduces the population. In some countries like USA, having large-scale employment opportunities, there are a lot of immigrants, while in some countries of Africa, like Somalia and Sudan, there is less population as there is an out-migration of people. Generally, the out-migration takes place between developing and underdeveloped countries. And developed countries, either for employment or education or better status, etc. Internal migration is mainly seen between rural and urban areas due to better amenities, employment, education, and health facilities. Pattern of population change. In the demographic cycle, there are different patterns of population change in different countries of the world. Though the world population has registered an increase, all the countries in the world do not experience the same pattern of growth. Countries like Kenya have high growth rate of population of more than 2% per annum, while countries like UK have shown growth rate of population of less than 2% per annum. The high growth rate of population is due to high birth rate and low death rate. This is mainly because of development of health facilities, sanitation, and other civic amenities, leading to decline in the death rate, but high birth rate is still leading to high growth rate of population. The low growth rate of population is due to low birth rate. Composition of population. Composition of population refers to the structure of population. It helps us to understand the number of males and females, rural and urban population, number of literates and illiterates, working and non-working population of a country, their income and health status. Factors affecting composition of population: literacy, life expectancy, age, sex, working and non-working population, health. The composition of population differs in economically developed and backward countries. The quality of human resource varies from one country to another in terms of age composition, sex ratio, occupational structure, health status, etc. The composition of population can be studied through the age-sex pyramid. A population pyramid helps us to know the population under different age groups: 0 to 15, 15 to 59, and 60 and above. It is further subdivided into two groups showing the number of males and females under each age group. The shape of the population pyramid indicates the nature of population in a particular country. The base of the pyramid shows the children below 15 years of age births, and the top of the pyramid indicates the population above 60 years of age deaths. From the population pyramid, we can deduce the number of dependents and the number of productive population. The population below 15 years of age and the population above 60 years of age constitute the dependent population, and the population above 15 up to 60 years of age is referred to as working or productive population. The pyramid also gives us an idea about the standard living of the people. Characteristic features of working and non-working population. Productive or working population. Number one, productive population refers to the population engaged in productive economic activities and contributing to the economy. Number two, the age group between 15 to 59 years falls under this category. Number three, India has 59% of productive population. Number four, it is economically independent. Dependent or non-working population. Number one, dependent population refers to the population not engaged in any productive occupation and being dependent on working population. Number 2, the age group less than 15 and above 60 years falls under this category. Number 3, India has 41% of dependent population. Number 4, high dependent population affects the socio-economic development of the country. The study of the population pyramid of India and Japan is given below. Males, females. Population on pyramid of India. This is broad at the base, which shows that the younger age group is larger. Males, females. Population pyramid of Japan. This shows a lower birth rate but a larger workforce. Density of population. It refers to the number of people living in one unit area on Earth and is expressed in per square kilometer. The density of population is higher when the people living in a small area is high. This density is expressed in the following ways. A. High density, regions having more than 100 persons per square kilometer. B. Moderate density, regions having about 50 to 100 persons per square kilometer. C. Low density, regions with less than 50 persons per square kilometer. Areas of high density. The most densely populated regions of the world are South and Southeast Asia, Europe, and northeast of North America. The factors responsible for this fertile river valleys are abundant rainfall, industrial development, availability of minerals, and technological development. Areas of moderate density. Central USA, Eastern Europe, Central China, the Deccan Plateau, parts of South America, etc. are moderately populated. These regions have a suitable climate, have developed lately, and are moderately industrialized. Areas of low density. Low density areas include mountains, hot or cold deserts, dense forests like the Amazon forest, Sahara Desert, and Antarctica. These are not conducive to human habitation. Density of population in India. The base of the pyramid is broad, which indicates that the birth rate is more than the death rate, which leads to large adolescent population, which is the most economically active population. Infant mortality rate has been controlled through the development of medical technology. In the case of Japan, the base of the pyramid is narrow, which means the low birth rate makes the number of children growing into adults less. As the death rate is low, the population of the old is also more. The future of a country depends on skilled, educated, energetic individuals having proper attitude to development. In India, large part of the population needs to be educated to acquire the skills for proper development. India must take some concrete steps to educate its population, create awareness among the present generation about maintaining better health, to transform into efficient individuals, to produce more goods and provide better services to the country, which is the need of the hour.